good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you may be listening to us across the entire globe. We are live with Psychic Talk. That's right. Simulcasting on radio and live video streaming on YouTube. And today I'm really lucky. It's Sunday, April 21st, 2024. And I have the fabulous Pamela Steele here with me today. Woohoo! That deserves some applause, I think. Yay! Pamela's here. Everybody loves when Pamela's on the show. You and Ellie seem to be the stars. I'm on here all the time. Michelle is on quite a lot. She has her own show, Michelle's Mystic Corner, the second and fourth Saturdays. But she also pops in, one or two shows during the week too. But you, Pamela, and Ellie are like, once or twice a month. And so everybody gets all excited. It's like, Pamela's going to be here. How are you doing? Or how you been doing?
Better, way better. I got slammed with some kind of a bug, and I never ever
Oh,
get sick.
you and Catherine Hahn, our other host too.
Yeah, and it's just been insane since the end of January and crazy busy. So much has happened. It just kept piling on until finally you throw in the towel. And I finally decided, well, you know what? I got to get over this. That's it. That's all. And I mean, I
Mm.
had pulled every trick out of my bag of tricks, except one small, just sheer willpower, determination. I'm done getting out. And so I am actually getting at least 50% better every day. And I figure probably by Wednesday, I'm going to be back. And of course, that's when Mercury goes direct. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to guess that, yeah, by the time Mercury goes direct, I'm going to finally be back to taking names and all that good stuff. How about you? What's new?
Oh gosh, just the same grind. And having a brand new website like Psyche Cafe, it's geez, we're still trying to transfer everything over. We're not going to transfer everything, but I'm trying to find the best videos and the best articles from the old website to transfer over. And it's just tedious. It's going to take another couple months, I think. Insane stuff, and been trying different things on the network, doing some evening shows during the week. That's been great. It's gone over really well. In fact, we liked it so much, and I can get so much more done during the day that Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, instead of having day shows or a mix of night and day shows, I've just gone to all nights, which is 6:30 p.m. on the West Coast, or the left coast, like we like to call it, and 9:30 p.m. on the East Coast, United States. And I don't even want, I always give the London times, but I don't really want to for the night shows because it's like 2:30 in the morning in London. But yeah, I just love the night shows, except on the weekend here, it seems like the afternoon is better, morning. It's still morning here, 11 a.m. But that's why I say in the beginning of the show, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, because some places it's evening, right? Different parts of the world and everything like that. Oh, hey, before I forget, let me give out the phone number because I see people calling in already. So get into the caller queue now, 714-816-4628. That's 714-816-4628. As soon as you get through, press 1 on your dial pad. That actually literally raises your hand on the switchboard. I kid you not, a hand like this pops up next to your phone number to let us know you want to be live on air. It also moves you from the bottom of the list up into the top, and then we take them in the order that they come in. So as soon as you get through, press 1 on your dial pad. Again, it's 714-816-4628. If you're listening to us, you're on the phone lines listening to us, maybe you're listening to us on the radio player, come see Pam and I live on video, on the video stream on YouTube, and you can join us in the chat. By the way, I see Dan, one of our moderators, has popped in. Pamela is in there. Maria's in here. Hi, Maria. Yay. And yeah, we're actually filling in for Maria's show because her and Artie are snowbirding it back up to New York, Pamela. And, they're in Florida. They moved to Florida when they retired. And so, they're going up. And so I don't know when she's going to do her next live show. It may be a little while, but we keep promoting her and her book and the International Association of Angel Practitioners. And occasionally she pops in and she's saying, hi, Dax and Pam. And hi, Dan in there. And Jasmina's in there. Hi, Jasmina. Happy Sunday, she says. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. So yeah, come and see us. Oh, and the way you do it, there's a really easy URL. You just open a new tab in your browser and you type in our new website here, www.psychic.cafe/live. Now, you really don't need the www. I just tell people that so they realize that they see psychic.cafe and they're like, why is the dot there? Well, that's because you've heard of .com, .net, .org. There's .cafe and we've got psychic. I mean, it's fantastic, right? Also makes our URLs really, really small. So anytime we're doing a live show, which is almost every day of the week. Yeah, I take Tuesdays off now occasionally, and Catherine's not been on Fridays. Hopefully she's going to be coming back soon. But any day, we have a show, the evening shows I was telling you about in the during the week, and the day shows, during Saturday and Sunday. We have a show almost every Saturday and Sunday. Go ahead and just type in psychic.cafe/live and it'll take you right into this live and you can jump in the chat with us. Nicholas is in there. Metacrazy. That is Jill, one of our lifetime members. Nick is also a lifetime member. Nick's in Greece. Jasmina wants a general. Thanks for that, Jasmina. That reminds me to tell everybody, Pam, that if you can't call into the show at 714-816-4628, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're at work or something and, the boss is staring at you, you got your earbuds in and you're listening to the show, but you can type. You can ask us in the chat. Just ask for a mini reading in there. You can say, can I have a general? The way I like to say it is, can I have a message from the universe? But if you have a very specific question, which I prefer, actually, it could be a yes, no, it could be, is this going to happen? This thing, whatever. Just type the exact question, 1 or 2 lines into the chat. So, back here, I used to always say this is my tarot and oracle card corner, but I think I need to rename it, Pam, to the Pamela Steele corner, because it's mostly Pamela Steele and a little Chiro Arquetti up here. So the reason why I bring this up is for all our new listeners and all our new viewers popping in right now. And you're like, who's this co-host that you have on, this Pamela Steele chick? Well, she is a world famous tarot artist, deck creator, and certified tarot master. And she's on the Tarot Guild board of directors. In fact, one of your decks, I think it's the 3rd edition, is in the running for the card awards. Isn't that what it's called now? Yeah, card awards.
Yeah, there's
Tell us about that.
Okay, there's the Carta Awards that have been acquired by TABI, the Tarot Association of the British Isles, and they're looking after it this year. In the International Foundation, Tarot ITF, International Tarot Foundation, Laura Houston ran it for years and years and years, and I actually was one of their judges for a lot of that time until the Eternal Secret came out, and that was my Oracle deck. That was in 2021, and that's when I figured it wasn't very fair for me to be a judge and enter. So I dropped back, and then this year, this edition of the Steel Wizard, the new edition, has been entered in both the Carta and the Cover Awards, the Coalition of Visionary Artist Awards. And so I'm really super excited about that. Oh my goodness. So if you haven't voted yet, excuse me, there's yeah, go vote, please. And there's even
I voted.
There's a link. There are links on Red Feathers, and that's the division of Schiffer Publishing that's the
Oh
Body,
yeah.
Mind, Spirit.
Oh, let me ask you something quick, Pam.
What's that?
Did you post it on Psychic Cafe, our website?
I think so.
So
I think
people can
so.
just go there and
Yeah.
let me
And yeah, I posted the links to voting and a link to the like for cover for the to preview all of the products that are
uh-huh.
there and the tarot decks because everybody, well, I can't find them. They're at the very tail end of the long list of what they've got offering music, books, and everything else. Some of them are really phenomenal. My friend Amy, her Iago Iago's Penumbra is on there. It's a metaphysical novel. It's phenomenal. It's the only
Right.
metaphysical novel I've ever read that I actually truly enjoyed. I'm really unique. But anyway, yeah, there's that. So you can look over all the offerings and the decks, the tarot decks, oracle decks are under products at the very end of all this. So just keep voting and
Oh my
scrolling until
gosh,
you
there
find it.
was so much. There was so much.
Oh,
And in some of the categories, I didn't feel right voting. But
I didn't either.
what's really cool is they have added a none of the above button. And so what I would do is I would go through and I'd have an honest look. And I'm trying to get to the Steel Wizard Tarot, which is like way down in the list. And so, and it's going through pages. It's like a survey. And by the way, I just put the link into the chat for everybody. It's the one that starts with COVR dot survey sparrow. That's the link. Oh, and for everybody listening or, listening in archive, if it's within the next couple of days, before they stop taking voting, all you got to do is go over to Pamela's page. This is what I discovered. Open a new tab in your browser, type in psychic.cafe/Pamela. I'm looking at the link right now. I put the link in the chat. Go to her profile, psychic.cafe/Pamela. And on her stream, the very first thing is the awards, and it tells you about it, has the link so you can go and vote. So I'm sitting there and I'm going through some of them. I didn't know everything,
No.
but I had an intuitive hit on, say, out of 5. There was like this one that I was like, okay, I got to vote for that. Others, I was looking at it and I was like, I'm not feeling anything, and I don't know any of the authors, the artists. I don't know the book. I don't know, because there's books, decks, products, and I'm going, I don't know any of the. So I would just hit none of the above, none of the above, none of the above. And then I'd go, okay, this one I can vote on, this one I can vote on, this one I can vote on, none of the above, this one I can vote on, none of the above, none of the above, this one I can vote on, this one. Finally, I got down to your category, and I'm like, oh my God, I better hit the right one because I went through all that to get the Steel Wizard. I better do it. So I'm like,
Thank you.
can I give you extra votes? I don't know. But yeah, it's like really cool that, the third edition, which I happen to have right here, got in there. I hope you win. That would be a feather. I mean, that would,
Oh,
that'd be so cool to get that.
well, a couple of years ago, well, in 2022, the Eternal Seeker, this one, was the hello was the judges. It shared the platform with another
Yeah.
oracle, but we were the Judges' Choices Award for the best oracles that year, and I was absolutely stunned, flabbergasted, honored, and just yay! I did my little happy dance. I even had some little stickers made up that 2022 Best Oracle Judges Choice, Carta Awards, and stuck them on every one of the decks that I have. So,
That's
so
a great
anybody who
idea.
buys one from me, they're going to get this little sticker on it that says "We won." Oh, just beyond, yeah, it was
By the way,
truly exciting.
I stuck the URL up here. Here it is, folks.
Oh,
Psychic.cafe
there we
slash
go.
Pamela. Go over to Pamela's page on our brand new Psychic Cafe. By the way, you can have your own page. It's
Mhm.
free. It's like joining Facebook, and it has all the same features as Facebook. It's a social media networking community platform, similar to our old Tarot Guild, Ning platform, but more features. Everything runs better. It's a nice, clean design. It's, not outdated like the Ning platform is. And so, and it's all ours because we built it on our own servers versus using Ning. You have to do their servers and you have to pay them, and so it's like, okay, tired of that. We built our own for the 20th anniversary of the Tarot Guild. We are the official broadcast of the Tarot Guild. The Tarot Guild's been around for 20 years, folks, with the international organization for professional readers, psychic advisors, and students and enthusiasts about any kind of deck. It doesn't have to be tarot, tarot, oracle cards, angel cards. Check out Maria's angel cards, by the way. Maria G. Moss, 2 A's, MAAS, mariagmoss.com. And Lenormand, which, by the way, Michelle is becoming our Lenormand go-to person. Yes. I wonder if is she in the chat yet? I saw Dan, but I haven't seen her pop in yet. We'll see. Oh, Maria had written back when we were talking about her, and I wanted to read that. Yes, getting packed for 5 to 6 months of traveling over 1,000 miles with our 2 fur babies.
Oh.
And it can get pretty hectic. Just wanted to pop in and say hi. Yeah, and so hopefully during their travels, and I don't know how long they're going to be gone and everything, but I'm hoping that Maria will be able to like pop in when she's got an hour to do a quick live with us, and then maybe pre-record. She doesn't have to do like whole hour and a half, 2-hour shows. She can just record 20 minutes, talking about a topic, and we'll broadcast it, and in fact, I can do a live show like we're doing right now, hit a button and just, play her 20 minutes and then come back and take live calls, So yeah, all kinds of great stuff. So yeah, and by the way, you can talk to Pamela on her page. It's free to join Psychic Cafe, and just press, after you join, go to her page, then you can press the icon, a little envelope message, and you can send Pamela a message. You can ask her about, questions about being an author, a deck creator, tarot. You can book a private reading with her as well. Same goes for me. I'll put mine up here real quick. Psychic.cafe/Dax. So if you have any questions about Psychic Cafe, how to set up your profile, how to get a custom URL like these, because the profile links are actually longer than this. It's psychic.cafe/ I don't know, something like members / their name, something. It's, we make a nice custom URL so you can send people right to your page, and you can use this as your own mini website. That's right. And it's free. And you can have blog posts, and you can post your events, and everything will go on the public pages. Like at the top, the links, navigation links, you hit blogs, or events. It's going to show everybody's blog posts, everybody's events, everybody's videos. Everything's going to be on the front page there. But when you send people to your private page, when they click on your profile, they click blog posts, events, videos. It's all just your stuff. So it's like having your own little mini website. And then in your about section, you can use the header to promote, readings, your books, decks, reports, natal charts, whatever you do, readings, life coaching, promote it in your header and point them down to your about page. And I can help you install buttons where people can go click and order a reading from you. Maybe you already have a Calendly, system, calendar, where people can sign up. Maybe you just send them to your PayPal or to your Square. We can set all this up for you guys. It is so great what we can do. And, it's easier, faster, and a lot cheaper than building your own website and having to pay for it every month. And yep, go check it out. And you can also go to my page and ask me questions about becoming a host on Psychic Talk to promote your business and yourself. You can have your own private show, or you could pop on as a guest co-host like Pamela's doing as a member of the guild. You can join as a lifetime member right now for only $39 to get you started as well. And let's see, what else did I want to tell everybody? Hmm, there was something else. Well, we'll go to phone lines and stuff, Pam, but first I'm going to let everybody know to go to our coffee page, which is psychic.cafe/coffee. That's our tip jar. You can go there and buy us a cup of coffee, and maybe you're just enjoying the shows, you like hanging out with us. Maybe you got a great reading, maybe you learned something about tarot or numerology or something, and you just want to pay us back. That's how you do it. Go to psychic.cafe /coffee. And also, that's how you get jumped to the top of the list on all of our shows. So maybe yes, maybe not this show, but because you can go and do it right now and let us know in chat. But uh, we have shows all week. And so as the shows are coming up, you can go and grab us a cup of coffee and let us know. We'll take your question in chat or your call first. And right away, no waiting, and we'll spend more time with you. Oh, and by the way, I mentioned that sale. Let me pop that up. There it is. It's 75% off our lifetime membership. So you not only get lifetime membership. So instead of paying, whatever it costs per year, when you're looking, because it changes, it's $78 a year, and then we have it on sale. Like right now, I think it's $47 a year to join the guild. And it's only $78 right now. It's 75% off our lifetime membership, which is normally $297. It's just 78 right now. But I've even broken it up into 2 payments to make it even easier. So you go over to psychic.cafe/sale, and you can click and pay $39. And a month from now, you'll pay $39. You're paid up for life. Not only that, the difference between the lifetime membership and our annual is you get my course, my $297 Tarot by the Numbers Tarot and Numerology course free. And you get your certification paid for free. That's normally a second charge at the guild because not everybody wants to get certified. So yeah, it's a steal. You should definitely go and check that out. Also, my readings, life coaching sessions are 50% off right now. If you scroll down on that page below the lifetime membership on the psychic.cafe/sale page, you can grab a reading with me for $49.99. I kid you not. So go check that out. Oh, Pamela, I love your reading thing. That's what I want. I want the heads down camera. It's so cool.
I will tell you exactly what I did. I took 2 pieces of survey lath, duct taped them together,
Huh?
and I got one end hooked on the pony wall that goes under the window, and the other one is on my bookshelf. So
Oh
really,
yeah.
it's so simple. I just made one for it, and I've just got to make sure I got it where I want it,
Well,
and make
my
sure that the stupid camera doesn't fall down.
my thing right now is the logistics. Okay, so
Yes.
I want to do the camera down. I don't know what they call that, heads down display. There's a name for it. Anyway, I want to do that and show the cars and have the nice spread cloth and everything. My problem is I'm on a tiny little table, and I've got my laptop, I've got, the microphone, which is extremely heavy, by the way, my Blue Yeti. I've got the microphone, I've got the laptop, my MacBook on here. There's only like 6-inch wide, narrow, little tiny strip of space that I have to lay my cards down. And if I did the heads down display or the heads down camera, it wouldn't look cool. It would look kind of cluttered because you'd see my coffee cup and you'd see my microphone and my laptop and the keyboard, right? And you'd see then you'd see the cards and probably my lap too, because like I'm telling you, this is a tiny table. When I get a larger desk in here, then I'll do the heads down display thing, whatever they call that. Anyway, I just thought that was hilarious, but I'm glad you have it going. And I love the um Eternal Seeker because the size of the cards, they're big. I think when you're reading for somebody, it should be more exciting. Like, you shouldn't have the mini deck or even the palm sized decks. Get a gigantic freaking deck because it looks so cool and more official when you're doing readings and you're laying down these jihujic cards. I'm just saying, that's me. I know there's a lot of people, they like their little deck because it's so easy to shuffle. But anyway, I just thought that was hilarious. So let's see what's going on the phone lines. We got a bunch of people calling in. 714-816-4628. If you want to call in, remember to press 1 on your dial pad. Nilda came in the chat. Eileen came in the chat. I'm scrolling back to see if there was questions. Jasmina had come in, and I thought I had seen a question.
It was
Right,
up at the top.
I know I'm at the top. I'm scrolling down through this is how we do it, folks. We do them in the order that they come in. And I know somebody had asked for
A general.
oh, that was
And
Jasmina. That was
yeah, Jasmina asked for a general reading.
Yeah, okay. All righty. So we'll start with that and then go to phone lines. But before, oh my gosh, Pamela, before that, it is Sunday, April 21st, 2024. And I want to tell you the numerology of the day. It is that 6 energy. The entire date reduces to the 6 energy, communication and creativity. That's one of those 369 creativity and communication numbers, right? And 6 is balance and harmony. It's the nurturer. I call it the nurturer. It's family and home and everything like that. And I got the 8 of coins. The 8 of coins today. 8 is abundance and prosperity. So 8 of coins is prosperity and abundance through hard work, developed skill. The message today is to have discipline, have consistency, stay focused, take pride in your work. So that's what I got for today. Let me do tomorrow's too, because I'm going to excerpt this out and put it out as a video tomorrow, card of the day. So the card of the day and numerology for Monday, April 22nd, 2024. Of course, the day is the 22nd, so that's the master builder number, but the entire date reduces to 7. The seeker. Yes, that's one of those mind numbers out of the 9 numbers in numerology. The 9 numbers are broken into 3 different groups, and 157 are the mind numbers. They want to know how everything works. They're analytical, right? They're natural detectives. It's a great day on a 7-day to, start that project, read that book, learn something new, discover how the universe works, the law of attraction, tarot, anything, numerology, anything like that. They're always interested in those subjects. I'm a 7. My birthday's a 7, and that's why I'm so attracted and want to know how all this stuff works, right? And let's see, what else was I going to say? The 7 wants to figure out how all this works and just uncover the mysteries of the universe. This is a great day to, for instance, work on that genealogy chart or something along those lines. And I got the 6 of swords. It's obviously travel over water. They're making a trip here. It's slow, steady progress. We're not talking about a speedboat here. I mean, it's an oarsman, so it's not really, we're not going to be going that fast, right? Okay. But there's a lot of things with this card. The message could be today, moving on. Don't look back. Notice, they're not looking back. They're looking ahead. Yeah. It's like move on and look to the future. It could also mean travel over water. Maybe you're going to take a boat trip. It could be, taking the ferry across the bay, or it could be, a cruise. It could be anything like that. Or a physical move of some kind as well. It's a card of transition. The other message I was thinking is, sometimes it just means, hey, remember, we're all in the same boat, practice compassion. So those are the cards, or the card and the numerology for Monday, April 22nd, 2024. All righty. So Pam, do you want to pull a card for Jasmina or two or however you want to do it?
Yeah, she just asked for a general, and usually what I start with is the Eternal Seeker, um, just because it does give me an overview. It's based on the major. There it is, Major Arcana, and the card that I pull for Jasmina is called the Law. Okay, this is the card for justice in the tarot. But
Ah,
what this actually stands for is uh, universal law, the law of the creator, um, not man's law, not the rules you grow up with. These are the ones that you and your own inner divinity know to be right and true. So this is the card that tells you to trust yourself. Trust yourself implicitly on what you know, what you're feeling, and what your core tells you is right. All right. That's the way that this one works. Now, I'll pull another one just because I can, but I got to get this one out here. It's a big one. This is the Steel Wizard. And there again, we're going to go one more card on here as soon as it stops wiggling and tells me where we're warmer, warmer, warmer. There we are. It's right here. And this one pulled it. This one gave us the Knight of Swords, which added to the law, added to the justice, let's call it card. What we've got here is Knight of Swords reverse, which says not everybody is your friend. Not everybody is there to help you. Any advice that you have been offered, look at it carefully because someone out there does not have your best interest at heart. They're they're playing mind games with you, in other words. So pay close attention. Follow what you know to be true and don't, well, it's like my family motto, don't illegitimize non carborundum, don't let the bastards get you down. So very simply, watch who you trust, watch who you're listening to, and be very aware that help is there if you choose to accept it. So, okay.
yep, yep. Oh, by the way, if you're not in the chat, I want to mention again, you're missing half of the show because there is hilarious stuff going on in the chat. Even Pamela here, who's on the show with me, is typing in there, little things like she just said, "Yes, I don't get out much. Today I'm on a day pass." That was great, Pam.
It's true.
Yeah. Uh, Great messages for Jasmina. And I did want to mention that Michelle Matheny, one of our hosts, made it into the chat. And Charlotte, also one of our hosts and moderators, made it into the chat. Nilda's in there. Oksana wanted to say hi. New subscriber. Yes. Oh, hey, I guess I should mention that. I forget that on almost every show to tell people, please subscribe. Yes. And like our videos. By the way, we have whole playlists of videos. If you go to our main YouTube site, right? So you can get there by going to psychic.cafe/YouTube or searching Psychic Talk on YouTube. And you'll see all these playlists, and there's an arrow because there's more playlists past those. So if you're on a desktop, I don't know what it's like on the phone, but on desktop, you see all the playlists under the upcoming stream. So all of our upcoming lives are, you can see what days and times, and you can hit the notify button. So you'll be notified when we're about to do the live, right? Also, look at our playlist because we have all these free workshops and everything. Find something you like and hit like and watch it through to the end. That really helps us with our watch hours. We're trying to get to 3,000. We're over 1,500 right now. We hit our goal of 500. In fact, it's been a while, Pamela. Let's go look real quick. We have 646 videos on the channel and 509 subscribers. Wow, that is great. So, check out our playlists. We have a playlist for every show on the network: Michelle's Mystic Corner, Compassionate Light Radio, The Angelic View with Maria Moss, Wisdom of the Soul. Then we have ones like Learning Tarot, interviews, deck reviews. In fact, Pamela and I in the green room were talking about that because she's got a bunch of reviews from recent to going way back, and we're going to get all those on the channel, and also everything on the channel, you know, we get onto Psychic Cafe. Oh, by the way, I have to say this because in the chat when Charlotte came in, she said a greeting, hello, hello, cafeers. And so I was like, oh, that's a new one.
I
We're
like it.
because it's Psychic Cafe, it's cafeers. Yes. So come and subscribe, but also watch, you know, watch some of our videos. Be sure to like it. You know, we have all these free workshops, dozens and dozens of free workshops. And if you watch through it, it's really going to help our watch time. Let me go over to the studio real quick and check our status right now. Oh my God, we were at 1,500. Pamela, we're at 1,807, 1,807 public watch hours in the last 365 days. We have to reach 3,000 in order to get our first level of monetization. And then we can do super chats and memberships on YouTube and all kinds of cool stuff. So yeah,
Excellent.
watch
Excellent.
watch some of our videos. I am going to start looking into some of the questions in the chat, but let's go over to the phone lines. And Pam, I'm going to have you do some of these while I am working on some of the chat questions.
Okay.
Let's see who's been waiting the longest. It looks like area code 305. Caller, are you there? Area code 305. What's your name?
Yes,
Where are you
I'm
calling
here.
from?
Eileen.
Hi, Eileen.
Pam, Zach, can you hear me? Hi.
Yep. And it's
Yep.
Dax, DAX with a D. And
Zach.
where are you calling
Yeah,
in
that's
from?
what I said. Zach. Miami, Florida.
Cool, Florida. All right, down there where Maria Moss is. What you want? Or yeah, was. Well, she's about to leave. She has. I don't think she's left yet. I don't know if they've left. I think they leave in the next 1 or 2 days, leaving
Oh,
Florida
yeah.
for New York.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, what's your question for Pamela?
My question is, I've been working on this commission, very, very large oil painting for clients in Las Vegas. I'm just about finished. I'm going to finish it today, and I'm really happy with it. And I want to know if getting it there, everything's going to be good. They want to fly me out there, and will they give me more work, more commission work?
As long as you are working from the heart and you respect and honor the source of your strength, yes. Be careful
That's the
and
only
be
way I
aware.
work.
Exactly. I mean, but as an artist, I can tell you right now, there's going to be people who think they have the best idea in the world, and they're going to want you to put their idea on canvas or paper. And you know,
That's
in the
what this
core
is.
of,
That's what this is.
yeah, but you know,
Yeah.
in the core of who you are, whether or not it's going to work. If it's not going to work
Sure.
and you're just doing it for the money, it's not, that'll be the end of it. As long as you can draw.
Well, you don't know anything about me, but yeah, I've been doing this for 65 years, and I only
me too.
paint what God tells me is yeah. So I only do what feels right to my heart, and I only collect, or I should say, I only attract clients who are on my team, regarding
There you go.
of my history and my past.
So in other words, all this
I
is
just
telling you
wanted
to
to
stay true to yourself, okay? And will they be commissioning more?
Yeah.
Hold on, let's have a look.
Yeah.
Will they be commissioning more? Oh, there you are. Okay, it's undecided yet because the trip hasn't happened yet, but you can make this happen, all right? You can flip this around, but you need to be, there again, it's standing in your truth. It's going to make the difference between here and then.
Sure.
So yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you can make this happen,
So you
or you can bring it into
fruition. They want to fly me out there.
Okay.
Yeah, they want to fly me out there. Do you see that happening?
Well, not right
like
now.
When? How far? 2 months down the road?
Oh.
No, like maybe 2 months or something like that.
Okay, there's only one way I know how to do that without really messing things up. Pick a pile, 1, 2, or 3.
Two.
All right. Well, for one thing, yeah, there is definitely a trip in the offing, and it's going to be by air, etc. Uh, why do you have so many doubts about this?
Mm.
Because I don't have any doubts. I'm just, my whole life is always, I live in the now. So there's no doubts. There's steps I have to take. Like I have to get this, it has to dry, then I have to get it photographed. And they travel, I think, a lot. That's why. But it's okay. It's all going to work out. I just want to know if you saw a trip. Like they're going to fly
Yes,
me out, or do I ship it out?
Yeah, I'm sure you've done a lot of shipping and you know exactly how to package them to do this correctly. It may be what I'm seeing here is it probably would be safer to ship it with insurance and try to travel with it. But as far as that goes, yes, it's an absolute yes. And it is at the beginning of a good, the foundation's there to be a very profitable and good business relationship. Okay. Definitely. You got the Ace of Pentacles here. So the answer is yes.
And I know this guy for like 30 years. And he and I always struck it off very well in the beginning. And it was a nice surprise to get his phone call and all of that. And they're just happy people and I'm happy. So it's all going to work out. I don't know. Yeah,
Awesome.
I feel good about it.
Just a little confirmation. There you go. And yes.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
I look forward to it. It's a 13-foot oil painting. It's really cool.
Wow, that is so cool.
Oh, you're definitely going to have to ship it.
Yeah, so I'm just...
We want pictures.
Well, I'm going to roll it on a...
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm rolling it on a PVC pipe so I could take it on the plane with me.
Oh, then yeah, definitely.
That's cool.
It's only 43 inches wide. See?
Okay.
It's 43 inches wide. And it's
okay.
And God showed me how to do it and where to do it and who to call and how to build my easel and everything. Everything came through dreams for me.
Yep. Oh yeah, believe me, I've been doing this since I was 15 years old. I'll be 73 in July. And I sold my first painting at 15, so I know exactly what you're going through. Yes. I get it.
Well, I'll be 73 in June, so we're on the same year.
Oh, wow. Gosh.
Well, happy birthday to us.
I started painting at 8.
Pamela,
my mother wouldn't let me because I was too busy riding horses.
Pamela.
But,
yeah. Eileen sounds like she's 24 or something. She doesn't sound like she's 74, you know.
Not even close.
Not even close. Anyway, we got to run,
guys.
Eileen. We got a whole bunch of callers.
All right, you guys.
We got to get going here. Thanks for the call, Eileen. And we got to speed things up, Pamela, because, oh my God, I got questions in the chat. I'm going to take some of the questions from the chat and have you do the phone calls. By the way, I wait for these shows when you're on with me so that, like, for instance, I can use your decks, which I completely forgot to pull your decks down and shuffle them. So I actually have Ciro Marchetti's Grand Lux is what I'm using, which I don't even normally use. I normally use my gold foil deck here, which is in the bag, which actually is a Ciro Marchetti design. The cat doing the readings, which I absolutely love. And
well, you can't go wrong with his decks. You just can't.
My gold foil.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I had started using this on one show and I was going to switch back, but forgot. Then I completely forgot, because getting everything ready for the show, people, you would not understand. There's so much to it and the promotions and everything like that and getting everything set up. I completely forgot to pull down your deck and to use it, like I was going to use it for the card of the day and pull an Eternal Seeker. And I completely forgot because all this stuff going on. I got to get my coffee. I got to send out all the promotions. And the other thing, Pamela, is when you're on, I always want to wear my dragon shirt. Look at that. And
that's lovely.
It's got like rune-like writing.
Yep, it does.
Very, very neat. I love this. So I always want to wear my tie-dye dragon shirt, but I forgot again. I forgot I put a new shirt on, but not the wrong one. So while you were doing the reading for Eileen, I was like, oh, cool. I can like quickly change into my dragon shirt.
I love it.
So at least I
I love
got
it.
half of what I wanted to do. I didn't get to do your decks, but anyway, um, there was a question in the chat from Oksana, and do you see the man I know? He's a Cancer, will grow our relationship romantically, or is he involved with someone else? Thank you, and sending you great energy. And then I've got one from Nilda after that. So I pulled cards, and I got the World card next to the Seven of Wands. And so what I'm getting from that is the possibilities are wide open, Oksana, right now with this fellow. And although it may seem like you're attacked from all sides, in reality, you have the high ground. Now, that said, he shows up here as the Knight of Swords, and then after him, after that is the Five of Wands, competition. And then what I was looking for as I was laying this out, does somebody else show up? Yes, they do. Queen of Coins. This is somebody else showing up in the reading. So your question about, could there be someone else? Yes, there could. Okay. But all hope is not lost, because remember, in the beginning, I got the World card, right? And the Seven of Wands, saying that you have the high ground. Okay. So even if there is someone else he's interested in, you still can make it happen, hon. So, don't lose faith in that, but just be real careful, because there may be something, this may be going on, behind the scenes. And okay, let's take another phone call here. And then I'm going to, and while you're doing that, Pam, I'm going to look at Nilda's question in chat. Who's been waiting the longest? It looks like area code 850. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Michelle, I'm calling from Florida.
Michelle from Florida. It is Florida Day, I swear. Okay. What's your question for Pamela?
Well, I caught my husband using again and buying pills, and so I told him to move out, and he thinks I'm overreacting because it was only one pill. Well, we've been down this route before. I've left once before, except last time I left, and this time I'm making him leave. And so I'm just like, I told him that I didn't want to get back together with him until he went through recovery. So it's his choice if he wanted to do his recovery or not. And then I asked him when he was packing his stuff up yesterday, was he going to go to rehab? And he said no. He didn't have a problem anymore. So I'm just curious, how do you see this turning out,
It's that one. Oh, got the same card. And I really did shuffle it. You guys saw me shuffle it.
Yes. What card is it?
It's called Soul Fire, but it's the Eternal Seeker Oracle's answer to the Strength card. Okay.
Oh.
And what this tells me is, in your heart how this is and how it's playing out and what to do. And the only thing you can do right now is draw from that source of strength. Okay. You can draw from it, and whatever makes you want to, it's like finding your gratitude, finding that wellspring of hope and joy and creativity, rather than worry about what he's doing and what he's going to do, because you kind of know how this is going to play out. It's played out like this before, and it's not going to change. I'm sorry, people don't change like that. They just don't. I mean, they may, well, it's like my grandma used to say, leopard can't change its spots. But the bottom line here is, instead of focusing on him, because he's right now, he's kind of living rent free in your head, and you're better than that. You're smarter than that. You've got more going for you than that. You know how this plays out. So, oh geez, here we go. And so what this is telling me is, you also get the Strength card in reverse. which says what it comes down to is what feeds your soul. Is it the power of love, or is it the love of power? Now, obviously, I mean, it sounds to me like your soon-to-be ex-husband is an addict or has been an addict. Okay, this is not something they
Yes,
get over
yes.
overnight, and this is not something that they, yes, that they can just walk away from. It's a process, and you know, it's fallen off and getting run over by the wagon a gazillion times before they finally do figure it out. But this is not about where are you willing to spend your energy? You've got the Six of Pentacles reversed. Where are you willing to spend your energy? Are you going to wait and worry? Or are you going to go ahead and pick up whatever you've got that is worth keeping and choose what makes your heart sing and go from there? Because there we have, okay, we have the King of Pentacles. Has it occurred to you that maybe somebody else is looking for you and they're just waiting for him to get out of the way? Well,
That's funny that you say that.
well, that's the King of Pentacles.
In my heart, I am tired of. I love a man. I believe he's my soulmate, but at the same time, it's like, I'm tired of hiding my pills because I have a very bad sickness. I have rheumatoid arthritis, so I'm tired of hiding my pills. I'm tired of counting them. I'm tired of the betrayal or the sneakiness or deception. I think might be a better word. And I'm tired of struggling with it. And I worked in a drug rehab, so I know, it's going to be a constant battle. And now he's trying to tell me he's not going to go to rehab. And I'm like, that tells me I don't have any other choice but to leave,
Or to keep him away, like create a space for something better
to
to exist. Because the King of Pentacles is paired with Temperance here. And this is a good combination. This is the kind of combination you want and need. Okay, because as far as soulmates go, sweetie, I hate to tell you, but each entity, each of us are whole and complete unto ourselves. We don't need anyone to complete us or make us whole. You are whole. And what you miss what you miss in him is the way he would look at you, and you would see yourself, your truth reflected in his eyes, and you felt beautiful, you felt wonderful. When you see yourself in your lover's eyes, he can't show you who you are not. He can only show you your truth of who you are. So the recommendation here is do what you know you need to do. Let him go his own way. And if he ever comes back, it'll be too late because somebody's waiting for you. All you got to do is make that choice and step out of it. You'll be happier in the long run, I promise.
Awesome.
It's hard, especially when you've been with somebody for 11 years,
Yeah.
Try 20. Yep, I hear you.
Whew. Thanks for the call, Michelle.
Oh,
we got to get going. Got a whole lot of other people waiting on the line. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hope everything works out with that. Okay. The next question in chat, Pamela, was from Nilda. Will I be able to take the trip retreat that may help me open my spiritual awakening / path in order to find my gift and especially helping others too? And what I got was, okay, the 5 of Cups, Nilda, you're feeling like this is the crying over spilt milk card. It's like you're feeling like it's difficult for you to zero in on your gift. But look at those 2 cups that are upright that haven't spilt over in the windowsill here. Okay. The truth is, 10 of Wands, you're already making progress towards this goal. Okay. The key is other people. At this retreat, 2 of Cups, you're going to be able to get together with other people and they will be able to help you with discovering what your path is supposed to be, your gift, and how to move in that direction. Specifically, there's going to be a Knight of Wands. Now, this fellow, may or may not actually be one of the fire signs. I mean, that's the energy here is fire. And this person might just be very passionate about what they do, but they could be an Aries. They could be an Aries, a Leo, a Sagittarius. It's just the way it's showing up. It is somebody with all this passion here. This person can be a hermit, can be a mentor to you in this endeavor. All right. Also, it's interesting because simultaneously, Pamela, when I read this question from Nilda and got the Hermit card, the Hermit, there's actually a guided meditation that I've often done into the Hermit card to find something you're looking for. Okay. And it's a message from the Hermit, from his wisdom. And I go through this whole guided visualization. It's actually hypnosis, but people are scared of the hypno word. So I say guided visualization into the Hermit card. And I'm not going to go through and talk about the whole process, but basically you end up finding what you need. And I thought it was interesting the Hermit showed up, because that's the first thing I thought of, is that Nilda needs to go through that process and find what her gift is that way. I just have a strong feeling about that. But yes, on the retreat, you will be able to meet other people. And especially, again, this Knight of Wands fellow is going to be able to be a mentor and help you discover that. It's looking really, really good. Okay. And again, just like Oksana and Nilda, if you have a question, pop it into the chat. Just write out your question, a little paragraph there, 1 or 2 lines, 3 lines at the most, and just ask your question. Now, if you want something more general, just say, hey, please pull a card for me, or can I get a message from the universe? All right. Otherwise, give us a call. Again, the phone number is 714-816-4628, 714-816-4628. When you get through, press 1 on your dial pad. And we've got a lot of people waiting for us. Pamela, are you ready for the next caller?
Rock and roll.
We are going to go to area code 216. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? 216.
This is Sharon from Ohio. How are both of you? All of you, excuse me.
Yeah. And I didn't quite catch your name. I heard a sound.
Sharon.
Like Sharon?
Sharon.
Oh, okay.
Ohio.
Sharon from Ohio. The Ohio
Yes,
I got.
sir.
I always get where they're from, but I don't always get their name, because it's funny because it's like when people start talking, the way it's just the way Blog Talk is. It seems to muffle the first fraction of a second. And I just, I'll hear like the end of their name and Ohio. And I'm like, what? What did they say? So what do you want to chat about today, Sharon? What's your question?
Well, I have a specific question. Tomorrow,
Cool.
I am trying to lateral move or step up, move in a different department in my company. I've been there 4 years now. I love my company and my job, actually. I have my first interview tomorrow with the recruiter of the company. Do you feel I have a chance of getting this? It's called an analyst, ACH analyst, if you need the name.
Not really. The eternal seeker tells you are functioning as a total being. You have taken down the invisible fake barriers between body, mind, and soul, and you are working from that level where it's a combination. You're working in conjunction, in partnership with your own inner divinity. All right. That's what you are doing as we speak. Okay. Now,
okay.
How's the interview going to go? Well, okay, here we go. First of all, there's going to be a lot more work involved than what you're doing now. your choice, your decision,
Oh,
what
yeah.
you're going to have to look at is, do you know when to say no? Do you know when to let go of when it's too much and you're thinking, okay, but when am I going to eat, sleep, and do this kind of stuff because it's going to be that much. So it's going to be a bit of a negotiation in there. You're going to have to kind of draw the line in a couple of places. And learning to say no. It's not a bad thing. It's one of those, yeah, you really have to be aware of your own limitations and whatnot. And this one means that it's going to, that will bring you into some new opportunities. Okay. And like most 5 of cups, they show you 2 cups full. This one shows you 3, which means whatever it's going to cost you, it will be worth the price. There's going to be a lot more left as long as you know what you can and cannot be responsible for. In other words, don't take on the whole world, because this is going to bring the 10 of cups, or the cups. Geez, now I'm brain dead. The 10 of pentacles. And this could last for a very long time. This could be far reaching. In other words, not just you taking the job or getting the position and working with it, but it's also going to set a tone and a stage for others around you. It's sort of like starting a new tradition. So be secure in your gifts, be secure in what you know and what you believe, and be willing to speak up, because that's what they're looking for. Okay?
That's interesting. I've really been looking for the right fit, and I just, by the description, it really looks like the best fit for me. So that's why. So you do see it looks good.
I think it looks awesome. I really do. It's not going to fall into your lap. You're going to have to work for it, but yes.
I love my bosses I have now, but I don't want to retire in this department. The next job I go to position, I want to stay there and retire, if that makes sense. Yep.
Yes, it does. And it's totally doable. Okay, totally doable.
Thank you. Anything else?
No, that's
your next caller. Thank you.
There we go. Thank you.
Thanks, Sharon. Have a great weekend, and thanks for the call. Okay, so Pam, let's check the time here. Okay, we've done an hour, so we'll try to do a little bit more. We're supposed to stop now, but we can go a little bit longer. I've been trying to, shorten the shows down, Pam, because I go like 2 hours every time, and it's just ridiculous. We're supposed to do an hour show. We've always been, an hour show, but wow. So, but we do have questions in chat, and Oksana, do you take questions from chat for Pamela? Well, we do things, different shows, different ways, Oksana. Sometimes we go through all the chat questions and then go to the phone lines. Sometimes it's both of us pulling cards. Sometimes it's one or the other. The way we're doing it on this show, Pamela's doing the phone calls, I'm doing the chat. It's just to speed things up. Right, Pam?
Right.
Yeah, because wow, that is so thick looking from, I'm just looking down the camera here. Is that one deck, or do you have 2 decks together?
One. This is the Steel Wizard Tarot.
God, it's so thick. It's
also 10 extra cards.
Well, that's true.
There's 88 cards in here, and you take the 10 out, and it really isn't that much thicker, but the card stock they've used for this is nothing short of phenomenal. I'm really super impressed. I mean, this is the 3rd edition. I printed the first 2 myself, and then I went with Red Feather for this one. And honestly, I'm gobsmacked. I'm really, I love what they did. I'm super impressed. Yeah. So yeah, and
the card stock is pretty thick too. The card stock
very much. And if you're having trouble shuffling, split it in half and do half and half.
Right.
It's very simple. But I've been playing with it long enough. I don't have a lot of trouble with it anymore.
Right. And I got a question in chat from Ritu that I'm going to do. Oh, she put it in again. I said in the chat, you already asked that. Please don't repeat questions. So like for everybody listening, put your question in the chat once and that's it. And you don't have to ask. You don't have to ask, can I get a reading? You don't have to ask to be put on some list, because guess what? There's no list. Okay. We take the questions in chat in the order you put them in. So you put them in once. We go through to the top and we go back down through all the chat questions or all the chat messages, and we look for questions and we take them in the order that they're given. So don't repeat your question. Otherwise, we will skip you. Okay. No spamming the chat. We call that spamming when you keep putting the same thing in over and over again. All right. We're going, I just want to make that clear, because our moderators in the chat, sometimes they'll be nice and just delete the second thing, the second repeat, the repeat of the question. Other times they will just erase both of them and not ban you, but they'll kick you out for the day. So just letting you guys know. Okay. And then we got an anonymously coming in as well that has a question that appears there. Okay. Oksana, hold on a second here, Pam. Doing some house cleaning here. Oksana, you also have just repeated your question. I already answered your question. Sometimes I wonder, Pamela, if people are even listening to the show and what we're saying with our mouths, the words that we're putting out here,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's like everything that you're asking in there, and about the readings, and Nilda, was asking about, you pulling cards, and I'm like, and Oksana just repeated her question. Ritu repeated their question. Folks, first of all, Nilda and Oksana, we've already answered your questions. I've already pulled cards on it. I'm sorry if you missed it. You're going to have to go back and listen to the recording of the show for when I, did your reading. I already did Oksana. I already did Nilda. I'm going to do Ritu right now. Ritu, you don't have to put your question in, 2, 3, 4 times. Just one time. It's funny though, Pamela, because like sometimes on these shows, everything goes really smooth. Everybody listens to what I'm saying, does everything, the right way and everything. And we get the questions in the chat. Other shows, it's like they're not even listening. They're just like doing whatever in the chat. Oh, that's the other thing. Remember Mercury retrograde? We were having trouble with the phone lines, and a lot of times we didn't have the blog talk. A lot of times we didn't have the blog talk simulcast going, Pamela.
Yep.
And all I had was, we're doing the YouTube live and we have the chat, and everything was from the chat. Well, on those shows, when I just had the chat and did not have the phone lines like we do have today, is when the shows ran real smooth and we had no problems, Yes. Okay. And then Oksana's okay. More house cleaning. Oksana's like, Dax, can Pamela take my question, please? I've never had a reading with her. I'm sorry, Oksana. It's like one question per show, and I already answered your question. I'm sorry it wasn't Pamela doing it. Okay. You'll have to call in on another show when Pamela is here. Holy cow, you're very popular, Pamela, Yeah.
And Dax, you're an amazing reader. I'm probably, I don't know if anybody's ever noticed, but when we're both pulling cards for the same person, the same question, we're going to get complimentary and identical cards every
that
single
happens a
time.
lot.
The question comes out and it's the same answer. It may be worded a little differently. It may have a little bit different cards, but it's all the same answer. And I've noticed that with you and with Mary.
Oh,
Another
yeah.
one, like we've been on together and just the three of us are pulling the same cards for the same question. So sorry, guys, it's just just the way the tarot works. I mean, you go to a psychic fair, you can go to every reader in the room, and you're not getting the answer you want. So you keep going to different readers, and finally, eventually, the cards are going to get kind of snippy and just tell you just go home, like, because they're not going to give you a different answer. They can't. It's your message to you. It's your inner
Yeah.
divinity saying this is what you need to hear. So listen.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, it's like we're here, we're doing this for free, you know. Unless you guys go and, you know, buy us a cup of coffee, which would be, you know, that's the other thing too. I tell people the secret all the time, Pamela, on these shows.
Yep.
The secret is either during this live show or in between shows before the next live show, you let me know that you bought a cup of coffee. You go over to psychic.cafe/coffee, you buy a cup of coffee, and then we will both read for you, and we will spend more time, and we will let you ask more questions, and we will take your question in chat or your phone call on the phone lines right away. No waiting. That's the secret, folks. Psychic.cafe/coffee. You go buy us a cup of coffee. In chat, you go, hey, it's Jane. I'm on the phone lines, area code 714. I just bought you a cup of coffee. We just drop everything instantly. We go right to your phone call. Or if it's a question you put in the chat room, you just say, you know, here's my question. I just bought you a cup of coffee. Boom. We stop whatever we're doing. The moderators, Dan, Charlotte, Michelle, whoever's in the chat, get a hold of us and let us know. And we take your question first, you know. I already pulled cards for the people in chat. If you want Pamela to pull a card or two, sure. Go over to psychic.cafe/coffee, send us a cup of coffee, and we'll be glad to do that. Okay. Don't take advantage of the fact that we're doing free readings for everybody. And Charlotte's saying how, you know, we get spoiled, a lot of shows getting dual readings, and today it's new rules for today. Yeah. And Charlotte, you know, sometimes, yeah, we've done a lot of shows where both myself and whoever's the guest co-host or a guest that we have on the show, you know, both of us will pull cards for the same person, but not on every show. You know, you can go back years and there are shows where we had a lot of phone calls and a lot of questions in chat, and we would go back and forth because there's just not enough time for both people to do readings for everybody, you know. Anyway, going to go back to Dan's got a question in here. Pam, will my niece moving in going to be a positive influence? So you could pull a card or two for Dan. Meanwhile, I'm going to do retwos, which was, am I going to get money anytime soon from my late mother-in-law, from my brother-in-law anytime soon? You know, did you hear that, Pam?
I heard it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my instant gut instinct is if you have to ask and it's that kind of situation, I don't even need to pull tarot cards on that. You know, I would not count my chickens before they're hatched on this. But let's pull some cards and see. Okay, so when I ask that as a yes/no question and pull 5 cards, I get 3 yeses out of 5. What does that mean? It's leaning yes, actually. It's leaning towards Ritu that, you know, some money from the inheritance or, you know, might be able to come through. But nothing's written in stone yet. Okay. Now, the very first card I got was also a big fat yes, because I got the Chariot card. You know, that's the victory card. So it's looking really, really good. But there's people involved. You know, we've got the Page of Wands. I feel like that might be your husband, I think. Okay, because the brother-in-law, he's coming in as the Knight of Cups. Now, in the very center, the Moon card. Okay, things are just not clear right now. Okay, the tarot when it's this kind of question and the moon card is, bam, right in the middle of the spread, it's saying, look, this is the wrong time to be asking. Things are just not clear. However, at the end, I get the Hanged Man. So that tells me that, if you're going to get money from this situation, there will be a considerable delay. And you were asking anytime soon. It's the timing card, and it's card what, 12?
Yeah.
I just don't have a good feeling about this.
No.
I'm thinking it could be, it's not going to be 12 months, but I'm feeling like it could be up to 12 weeks. Okay. However, 12, 1 + 2 is 3. It reduces to 3. It could be as fast as 3 days to 3 weeks. How quickly that happens is dependent on whoever this page of wands is. You see, this page of wands, and I think because he has this youthful outlook. I mean, chronologically, this might not be a young person necessarily, but somebody that has a youthful outlook, maybe a little bit, what's the word for it, Pam? Juvenile even? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
Immature.
and if this is your husband and he's afraid to deal with your brother-in-law, I think that's the situation. Okay. Whoever this male person is in your immediate family needs to deal with the brother-in-law. If he can do that and clear up whatever is being kept, there's stuff being kept from you guys, okay, about this inheritance. And if he can get that cleared up and say, hey, look, and he might be able to speed things up. It could happen as quickly as 3 weeks, even 3 days. But if he does not intercede, I'm seeing, at least 12 weeks for any resolution at all here. So, okay. And while I was doing that, Pam was pulling for Dan. Will my niece moving in, is she going to be a positive influence in the household, I suppose?
Okay. From the Eternal Seeker, ended up with 2, which is okay. The Divine Feminine tells me that this is definitely an influence that will add to your household. Who knows why? And it has to do with the Wheel of Time. It's the timing. There's something, she's going to bring something to the situation that both you, I believe, and Michelle will really benefit from. Who knows what it is, but it's an opportunity to develop a new relationship, not just with her, but with each other, with yourselves, and how this other person in your household is going to influence the dynamics. It's going to be a time where you can let go of preconceived notions and expectations. And that's something that you really need to focus on too, is you've mastered your craft. You and Michelle both have, okay? And when it comes to another person and releasing what no longer serves who you are now, that's what she's going to point out to you. And it's sort of like a group effort. It's not one person versus this person versus that person. Segue into this and let it be known that whatever has out, well, it's like finding an old pair of slippers and one of them's got a hole in the bottom. You're going to keep the one that doesn't. You need to clear some space for all of this to exist and all of this to grow and prosper. But the goddess energy that she's bringing is what's really important, because this is what helps with the mastery of the whole thing for some reason. And there again, it's all in the timing. The timing is now or within the next 3 days. So yeah, be prepared. New relationship, house cleaning, achieving a level of mastery that you didn't have before. Okay.
Awesome. That was cool. Oh, by the way, feedback from Rita, Pamela.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I nailed it, because she's like, yeah, my husband's uncle is powerful and dominating in this situation. Exactly.
Sweet.
Exactly. That's exactly what came up in the cards. And I love, sometimes because it's chat, and we also they have to respond and type, and we have to wait, and we have to read it, and there's a delay in our broadcast anyway. It takes a while to get feedback, but it's nice to get feedback, because it just shows you, wow, this tarot stuff actually works, right? Yeah. And Daisha just came in, one of our regulars. Hi, Daisha. And Michelle said, awesome sauce. Wow. Thank you, Pamela. That was amazing.
You're very welcome, Michelle. And
A
David.
real quick one for Daisha. We'll go back to the phone lines. That's the last question in chat that I see. Daisha's asking for a general. So what's the message coming through? So it's something to do with your finances, your inheritance, or in other words, creating inheritance, creating legacy, maybe your investments. It could be your business, but I feel more along the lines of investments. Some issue with that, because the 5 of Swords, 5s are always issue. And it's like, a battle seems to have happened. Are you on the receiving end? Is it a bad thing, or did you win? Maybe you're in the winner position here, the fellow holding the swords. In some cases when this comes up, I'm, drawn to always say, okay, you won, do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy? Sometimes that's the question. Now, this is the advice. This is what's coming up, Daisha, is the 3 of Cups. The 3 of Cups. So the universe is saying, okay, with all this going on with this, that you need to celebrate. You need to let your hair down. You need to take a deep breath and forget about this for a while, and just, girls' night out, just enjoy yourself. Also, it's talking about and this is a gratitude thing. Celebrate the wins. Okay? Even if they're little wins, celebrate the little wins. That's the message I'm hearing in my head from the universe for you. You got to celebrate the wins. And what that does, along with gratitude. So what's gratitude? Gratitude is looking at not what you want and what you're trying to manifest, but what you already have, and celebrating that, and acknowledging that. Celebrating the little wins is the same thing. It has the same effect that gratitude has. What does gratitude do? When you keep a gratitude journal and a manifestation journal, or what am I thinking of? Vision board, right, Pam? Vision board.
Yes.
When you're keeping those things, what it is momentum. It's the snowball effect. Okay. So some people, or even a lot of people, they wait till they get the ultimate end goal, and then they go, yes, I finally got it. And it took me 6 months, not realizing that it would have only taken them 2 months if they had celebrated each step, because it snowballs, and the universe goes, oh, she likes that. She wants more of that. Her attention's on that. So we'll give her more of that. And that's how the universe works. The universe doesn't judge it doesn't go, oh, that's good or bad for her. It doesn't make that call. Okay. We do in our conscious mind. The subconscious cannot differentiate between negative and positive. Okay. So you throw a positive statement, it reads it as a positive. You throw it a negative statement, it reads it as a positive. Yeah. That's why you should never say to a little kid carrying across the kitchen a glass of milk, don't drop the glass, because the subconscious mind hears drop the glass, because it can't process a negative, it can only process positive. Okay. So, we attract in what we focus on, and that's how gratitude helps us. That's why we're getting this message for you, Daisha, that you need to celebrate the wins a little bit more. Every little step along the way should be celebrated. All righty. Pam. Oh, Dan says, Pam, we have not met her face to face, but she is family and in need of a new start. Thank you so much. Yay.
Yay.
Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. Okay. And
We missed anonymously or whatever that's supposed to say.
oh yeah, let me check this out. Oh, you know what it is? Oh, I don't know if this happened with anonymously before, Pam, but it did happen with someone in chat before. Do you see how we all have, either our image or a colored circle with a letter in it, like Nilda has
Mm-hmm.
in, you see Charlotte's picture, where I'm typing, it's the Psychic Talk logo. Look at anonymously.
Yeah, it's just blank.
It's blank. It's actually black, and so it what does it do? It blends in with the background.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what happened. I did say hi to anonymously when they came in because I saw the post. But the problem is when I scroll back up, and remember, I'm scrolling real quick through the chat looking for the questions, because there's no logo. It's just that black dot blending in with the background. Anonymously's type is blending in with the type above it and below it just looks like part of the same message. It doesn't look like a separate message. And so that's why we missed your message anonymously. You should put in I don't know, put in an avatar picture maybe instead of having a black. I know you're trying to be this, you're trying to be fancy with anonymously, and you're trying to be fancy with how you've got letters in your anonymously and be all cutesy and everything like that. You know what, folks? Sometimes it just comes down to, it's great if you just have a picture of you. No, not your dog, not your cat, a picture of you and your actual name. Sometimes it's better. I'm just saying. So we'll get back to that anonymously, but we promised to get back to the phone calls. So we're going to pop over here, Pam. Area code 215 was waiting the longest. 215. Caller, are you there? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi. Yes. Hey, it's Jessica from Pennsylvania.
Oh, it's Jessica. How you doing, Jessica?
Good. Thanks for taking my call.
What's been going on?
So I'm glad you have Pamela on today. She's a fan favorite. So my question for Pamela is that I would love some cards or reading related to me and my career with money related to it. Because I keep thinking, okay, just this one more step, and then it's going to come in, all the money pouring in, and then it just seems like there's another adjustment to make and more work for me to do. And I've had enough of it. I know it's about the journey, but it's like, it gets exhausting. So, I'm just kind of curious, the guidance.
Okay. Magus, which is the magician, tells me that you're sending mixed messages to the universe. What Dax was just talking about clarity in your inner dialogue, because whatever you're telling yourself, whatever you're saying, because what you just said to me was just a wee bit confusing. I mean, I got it, but that message blowing out there to the universe isn't clear. All right. And when your request isn't clear, like your inner dialogue isn't clear, if you keep telling yourself, I can't because, or this isn't working because, the universe is seriously, I've said this before, like a genie in the bottle, and your wish is granted. And you have the exquisite experience of wanting, fill in the blank. But if you start by taking 15 minutes out of every evening and spending it living, not like a vision board, but living it in your head, like you've already accomplished everything. When you woke up tomorrow, how would you feel? What would you see, smell, taste, touch, hear? employ all of your senses, spend 15 minutes every night before you go to sleep living it. And once you have lived it for that amount of time, then you will be able to manifest that much clearer and that much quicker, because what it boils down to is it's the energy you put out. That's what you're going to get back threefold. Okay. And what my cards, what my tarot deck is telling me is that, as far as, there's nothing here about money per se. This is about you. And here are your thoughts. This is the Three of Swords. And the first thing that it said to me is just what we were talking about. And that is, what are you telling yourself? Monitor your thoughts for the next week and see exactly what instructions you're giving to the universe. Because right now it's not all that great. And whatever heartbreak you've experienced in the past, remember that the best way to repair those heartbreaks is to let it break open, and repair it with gold. And gold are your pure, clear spiritual thoughts. You've got the Knight of Wands, which tells me when things do break loose, and they will break loose. My guess is within, well, real soon, like sometime this week, if, by the middle of the week or something, is that when they do break loose and start to move forward, the creativity, the imagination, and the information, and the instructions that you need are going to be right in front of you. So pay attention, listen closely, and do what you know is right. And be willing to kind of grab the tiger by the tail and let it take you where you need to go, because there's not going to be any stopping it once it starts. And the final card that I pull for you is the Emperor, which, again, this is where the old gods are awake and paying attention. So if you think for just 1 minute that nobody's listening to you and to your inner dialogue, this is between you, yourself, and I, it's not. They're all listening. Everybody's listening. So be careful the instructions you give to your own inner divinity, because that's what's going to make it happen. Okay?
Awesome.
Yeah, I had a huge manifestation this week, like tremendous. Like I attracted a potential client that is a multi-millionaire, like tons
Excellent.
of money. I won't like share any more with that, but like
Cool.
a very public figure. And I was like, that's awesome. And it wasn't right because of various things. But then, and I was like trying to process the whole thing because it was like way beyond my comprehension of like actually having this person as my client, because they're so huge and they have so much power and so much money. And so there was like a power mismatch. I felt uncomfortable about that, but like, then it just kind of came in that it was like, after that came in and left, it was like, I wanted to just stay in the happiness of it. But then it was like, I only have X amount of money. And I really need a client. Like, when is this going to start working around here? So it's like, that was the negative thoughts again of like, holy crap, like, let's do that again, what we just did, but like, let's maintain it.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm still kind of ironing this out.
Oh boy. Yeah. Well, good luck with that though, Jessica. Thanks for calling in again. You'll have to let us know.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
It
Thank
sounds
you.
exciting.
Appreciate it.
It sounds
All right.
exciting to me though. It's like, yeah, that's an opportunity of a lifetime kind of thing, possibly. Wow. Wow. Okay. Hey, Pamela, I'll get you started on something. And I saw Astrid come in. Hi, Astrid. Astrid's back. And I'm going to pull some cards for a general reading for Astrid. And then I was going to have you pull cards on on anonymously.
Okay.
She gives her name or his name. I don't know if but it's Deer or Dehir. It's like Dheer. I don't know how to pronounce that. I just call them anonymously because that's what their screen name is in there. And anonymously's question was, can I get a reading about what's happening behind my back with my uncle? My name is Deer. And then I'm going to while you're pulling cards on that, I'm going to pull cards on let me scroll down here. It was Astrid's general reading. If we have time, there's SB came in. Hi, SB. But we're kind of towards the end here. If we have time, we'll take more phone calls. And while Pam is working on Anonymously's or Deer's question, real quick, I'm going to pop back to the screen here to let you know what's coming up on the network and everything. First of all, let's see. Okay, so as I mentioned early in the show, I'll be doing psychic talk shows on Monday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night. Michelle will be joining me Monday or Wednesday or both. Ellie, I think, is going to join me on Thursday again, like she did last Thursday. It might be our thing. You know, it's really cool. Now I'm taking Tuesdays off. Last I checked, Catherine's throat was, you know, her voice still hasn't come back. And she's, you know, had all these issues all this time. She might be back. I'm trying to look at the calendar. She might be back Friday the 26th coming up here. I wouldn't hold my breath. I'm thinking it's going to be more like May 3rd, the first Friday in May. I'm not 100% sure. So there may or may not be a show on Friday. It may or may not be Catherine. You know, if I decide to do a show it'll be in the evening. But lately I've just been not doing a show on Tuesday, not doing a show on Friday. Because we're doing a lot of other shows, so it's fine, right? So hopefully, you know, all of our prayers and thoughts go out to Catherine and her family and all the illnesses they've had, and I hope she recovers really quick and can come back to us live. Jesus, can't talk. And then I wanted to mention that then that Saturday, April 27th, will be Michelle's Mystic Corner, her second show this month. And she's doing her first ever interview, Pamela, of a guest. She's having on psychic medium Sunny Hancock. It's Sunny with an I. And I say that because it's funny. We have a couple of people at my American Legion post, and they're members, but also bartenders. And when something would come up with either of the Sunnies, I would always have to say Sunny with an I or Sunny with a Y. And that's how we differentiate between the two Sunnies. Anyway, so this coming Saturday, you know, the 27th, which is several days away, but, you know, it's almost here. I can't wait for this because it's been a while on the network since the last time we had a psychic medium on, and I want to hear what Sunny can tell us about all of that. And then that Sunday, the 28th, I'll be having a live Zoom discussion and Q&A on Zoom instead of a show. So what we're doing is there's the Angelic View, the first and third Sundays, and the second and fourth Sundays, we're not doing a show. We're doing a live Zoom discussion. So it's a little bit more, you know, private and intimate. You can come in. It's always the same URL and time. So 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern US. And you just type in your browser, psychic.cafe/Zoom on the second and fourth Sunday, and that'll take you into the Zoom meeting with us. So it's like doing a show like this because you can ask questions on these shows too about the guild and about Psychic Cafe and setting up your profile and all that kind of stuff, or general stuff about tarot and numerology. You know, maybe you're one of the students in my course, and this is your live interaction with me. You know, ask me anything. Plus, a lot of our Tarot Guild staff members and hosts from the shows also join us. And so we have a whole panel there to answer your questions. And so the 28th next Sunday, a week from today, will be the next live Zoom discussion and Q&A. We always open the Zoom room, like, the Zoom meeting is already running a half hour to 45 minutes before the 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern start time. So pop in 15 minutes ahead of time, or 20 minutes, or a half hour, or 10 minutes, and do a meet and greet with us, especially if you've never joined us for one of these live Zoom discussions and Q&As. Okay. And, we're doing that the second and fourth. Like I said, the angelic view is usually the first and third, but as we've talked with Maria, she's in the chat, and her and Artie are going to be leaving for New York soon. So the next time she's on live, I'm not sure when. So, I might ask Pamela to join me on, the first or the third Sunday, or both, or whenever she can make it. And we'll do shows in place of the angelic view to fill in. How about that? Okay. So that's everything going on. Don't forget our sale. Go over to psychic.cafe/sale. Scroll down on the page if you want to book a private session with me, 50% off, $49.99. You can't beat it. And then on the top of the page, of course, is the 75% off our lifetime membership. Grab that while you can. It's going away, folks. $39 now. Get you started. Next month, you'll be charged another $39, and then you're paid up for life. Or you can just pay the full $78 right away if you want. There's a button for that. Awesome sauce. And of course, our coffee page. Go over to psychic.cafe/coffee. Grab us a cup of coffee. All righty. Go ahead, Pamela. What have you got for Anonymous there?
Well, the first card, of course, from the Eternal Seeker is about perception. In other words, it's not so much what you see, but it's what you don't see. And this is exactly what you're asking about. So with perception, it's telling you to take like a metaphorical half a step sideways. Put yourself in a different position to view the situation differently. And another way to do this is one of these tricks my grandma taught me way back in the day, and that's put yourself in their shoes. And she would tell me, walk a mile in their shoes to get a better feel for this person, okay, or this situation. And I think I was about 14 when I said to her, I said, so you get a mile away and you're wearing their shoes, and if you still haven't figured it out, at least they're a mile away and you've still got their shoes. And she didn't think that was very funny. I thought it was hilarious. But it gives you a different perspective on this. In other words, what you need to do is not look at the way you're looking at it now, but look at it differently, because your wish is going to be granted. You're going to see exactly what's going on. He doesn't seem like the kind of person you would want to make angry at all. He's slow to anger, but if you ever do manage to piss that man off, you do not want to be in the same continent, okay? He can be very vicious. And somehow it ties into wealth management, building a portfolio, making money, and him not really willing to let go of anything that he's accumulated at this point, or for whatever reasons. It doesn't really matter to him who it should belong to. If it's in his possession, it's his. So look carefully, look closely, and for crying out loud, the one thing about perception is one of the best things you can do is document everything. We're talking photos, anything that you can get, any documents that you can gather them. This is going to help you clear it. And then add journaling on top of that, because if you're writing down your thoughts on a daily basis, then after a while, you'll see where the patterns are. And as they begin to emerge, it'll make a lot more sense. But take your time. It looks like nothing really is going to be happening right away anyway. So, but just do make sure that you're looking at this from a different vantage point. Okay.
Awesome. You know what I found out is I need a new dragon shirt.
Uh-oh.
Yep, yep. I love this one, but I got it so many years ago. I don't even want to think about it. And I need mediums now. I need bigger. it's too
Okay.
it's too tight. So, okay, anybody wants to send me a dragon shirt to wear when Pamela's here, let me know. Um, I'm going to answer I'm going to answer some rapid things really quickly. As you remember, I said Astrid asked for a general, and it seems like Astrid, are you listening, Astrid? It looks like the universe wants you to know that you have the power, the magician. You can manifest anything you want, and you're going to the Hierophant, you're going to benefit greatly from um structure a ritual, getting into a ritual practice that involves the manifestation. It seems like there is the Two of Wands. Look at the Ciro Marchetti version of the Two of Wands. It's very different. And you walk through this gateway, this gate, and look, there are what seems to be, through the dark um trees up in the air, there seems to be like two paths. One is illuminated green, one is illuminated purple. Of course, me, I would instantly run down what? The purple side, because purple's my colors, and that's what's on the new website. It's all purple. But there's a choice to be made. Oh gosh, sorry. My chat is scrolling and I'm trying to keep it where I had it so I don't miss the questions. And Astrid, the Page of Swords shows up. So he's got one sword, one thought or idea, and that's telling you, you need to make that choice and go down one path or the other. And so that, hopefully that made sense. I know it's a little disjointed. I understand, but hopefully that makes sense to you. What you need to know right now. Okay. And then we had gotten a question from Cy and another one from SB. And then I think SB's was first, but then they retracted it. I'm going to go with Cy first. Could you draw a couple cards for me, please? And let me double check. Okay. Okay. I think I know what's going on with SB. Now with Cy, more of a general, and I got the Fool and the Tower card. What an interesting combination there, Pamela.
Wow.
I feel like there's going to be some upheaval. There may already have been, Cy. I don't know. You tell me. Has there already been some kind of like earth shattering, foundation shattering happening in your life? A tower moment, we call it in tarot. Has that already happened? Or if it hasn't happened, it's about to happen, kind of thing. But the Fool gives us the clue. This is actually a new opportunity in disguise. It's really talking about a shift in foundations. So if this has already happened, or when this happens, make sure you remember that there's a way that you can work this seeming unexpected drastic change. You can work that into a whole new thing. You just have to take the leap of faith and go for it. Okay. So that's what I got for Cy. And then SB was asking what will happen between Deskin and I got this. Look at this. We got the 7 of Cups, and we got the 4 of Coins. 4 is structure, and with the 4 of Coins, it's really holding on tight. You're holding on tight to a almost a fantasy or illusionary idea of what this relationship with Deskin, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. It's Deskian, Desikin. I have no clue. I'm going to call the person Deskin because it's easier for me to pronounce. Okay. What will happen between the two of you? Well, don't know. It's up in the air. I mean, tarot's going, hey, fantasy stuff going on here. You're holding on tight to this illusion. And until you come to terms with that, you're not going to be able to move forward with any kind of relationship, if you ever will. So that's the message coming through, is to really take a step back and look at everything. Let's see, we're almost out of time here, Pam, but I'm gonna okay, you there, Pam?
I am.
Okay. You can turn switch cameras now if you want.
Okay.
Come on back, because we are done doing readings. Guess what? There was a bunch of phone calls still, and they all dropped off. I don't know if we scared them away with we're coming up on the end of the show or something like that. I was going to go back and take one, maybe two more calls because we had 10 minutes, but no, we're not. We're at the end of the show. Wow, this was great. We got through a ton of readings. It was unbelievable. I'm going to say this real quick. Head over to my page, psychic.cafe/Dax. If you want to chat with me in between shows here. And then, of course, I'm going to put Pamela's up. Psychic.cafe/Pamela. If you want to book a reading with Pamela, the fabulous Pamela Steele, or just talk to her, maybe you have questions about, producing your own deck or book or something like that. She's a great resource. And if you want to book a reading, now for me, I'm going to say, although you can go to my page and message me from psychic.cafe/Dax, in the about section, there is a book now button, which I think will take you to the 50% off that you see scrolling on the bottom here. But I'm just going to say, if you want to book a reading with me, just go over to psychic.cafe/sale to the sale page and scroll down and click that button. But I think actually the button, now that I think about it, on my about section at psychic.cafe/Dax also will take you right to the sale price, $49.99, if you want to book a session with me. Earlier on, Charlotte had said, because we were talking about, all the stuff going on in chat, Pamela, and people repeating stuff and all this stuff. And how did you put it, Charlotte? You said, oh, here it is. Why do I feel like it's spicy cafe today? And I had said back, Charlotte, no, it's a Rowdy Readers episode. We used to have a show on Fridays called Rowdy Readers, and there was like 2 or 3 of us hosting. And that was the whole idea, was that it was Friday, it's like the end of the work week. It's like, let your hair down and just, grab a big giant, cup of wine or a drink or whatever, glass of wine, margarita, what have you. And we pull cards, and doing readings like this. However, it was rowdy. In other words, like, we didn't take no shit from no one. We told you just the way it was, did not sugarcoat a thing. I mean, literally would pull a card and go, oh yeah, you're screwed. We'd be like this, Pamela, look, we'd be like, you're screwed. I'm sorry. And it was oh my God, it was so much fun. No one else was doing it. Everybody's all very spiritual and taking your questions and doing your readings. And, we don't want to step on anybody's toes. And we would, get the Tower card and the Death card and the 10 of Swords, but we'd go, oh, sugarcoat it, no, it's going to be fine. It's like, but no, Rowdy Readers, we were just telling people the way it was and not taking any crap. And, if we got anything, if people were messing up in the chat, we would tell them, we'd be like, okay, guess what? We're not taking your questions. Screw you. You know?
I love it.
Those were it was so much fun. Astrid's laughing out loud in the chat here.
Uh-huh.
But I want to thank everybody for stopping by. I mean, haven't seen Astrid in a while. I want to thank, of course, all of our moderators and hosts coming in, like Charlotte and Dan and Michelle. And I'm glad Maria was able to be here. And I mentioned Dan, right? Yeah. And of course, Astrid, and who else was in there? Cy and SB that we just did readings for. And of course, Jill's always in there. Hi, Jill, and Ritu, and Dacia's always here, and Nilda, and Oksana. Wow. So now that, things are calming down a bit, I'm glad that you were able to come back and do a live show with me, Pam, and
Oh, me too.
also
Very much.
feeling better. Also feeling better. I hope that continues,
Oh, thank you very much. And so far, so good.
Knock on wood.
Tired of being sick is what it come down to. I don't get sick. And this started into January. So enough is enough. I'm done. Whatever it is, you're free to go now.
Yeah.
So bugger off. I'm done.
Bugger off. So and also all that stuff that was going on in the beginning of the year, and then of course, the illness too. But so now that things have calmed down, what's next for you? What's going on?
Just trying to figure out next step. I mean, it's just it's still piled on, and it's pretty deep. But honestly, the voice that has spoken to me since I can remember, I cannot remember when that voice, it's one of my dragons, has always been there, like I can't remember when it wasn't there. And anytime I kind of get at that point where I don't really know, I don't pull my cards out as much as I'll just say, okay, talk to me, explain to me what's going on. And this time it was sort of well, you've done this a gazillion times and it's fine. Like, why are you worried? You know that it's fine. And I said, like a redirection? Yeah, maybe. We don't know yet. It hasn't been decided yet. Just trust, have faith. You got this. And then I kind of hesitated, and then I heard the voice correct itself and say, no, we've got this. You're not alone. And it was like one of those watershed moments. And I went, no, I'm not alone. I got this. We've got this. So I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens because I mean, I've been a licensed massage therapist in this part of the country forever, like for almost 30 years now.
Yeah.
I started in 1971 in the States, and it was just always one of my things that I did, and I've made a decent amount of money at it. Like everything's fine. But at my level of maturity, I won't say I'm getting old, but at my level of maturity, I really need to start rethinking things. And some things have happened lately that have just, there again, piled on where it's making it
90 seconds.
Ooh, we're coming to the end of the show now.
Almost impossible to continue doing that. So I'm excited to see what happens next. Let's put it that way. It'll be fun.
It's funny because I was thinking the same way about how, I'm actually really, and I didn't plan it this way is what I'm trying to get. I didn't plan it this way, but I went down this avenue, and of course, it
60 seconds.
Our live streaming is going to end on Blog Talk, but don't worry, we're going to continue and then we're finishing up the show now. But and by the way, Dan's like, great show and everything. But let me get to what I was talking about. Oh, Pam, we are a family cafe, so we're here for you too. Awesome. So and Astrid says, thank you both. Thank you, Astrid, for thanking us. Anyway, so what I was getting at was, this is like, oh God, third, fourth, fifth new direction career-wise and everything. I mean, I've done everything from counseling to coffee, so, and this is
10 seconds.
The direction at the end, I was, later getting in, of course I got into doing tarot, and uh God, the first time I was certified as a hypnotherapist was 2004, so 20 years now. I was a pastoral counselor before then, got ordained, got my doctorate in divinity, and tarot and numerology and everything goes like back even farther than that. And but still I was doing other stuff, and then I decided to go, full board forward with this stuff. I closed my last coffee house in San Diego. It was 2009. And, past 14 years, this is all I've been doing. And now as I'm, about to do the big 6-0 in June, Pam, and I'm not going to retire ever, I don't think, but I'm getting close to that retirement age, but that'll never happen. But my point is that I'm in the same boat as you. I'm like, now at this period in my life, I'm thinking, boy, I'm really glad, and I didn't plan this out, like I said. Somehow I made the right choices going into doing life coaching and tarot, numerology, and seeing clients for hypnotherapy, NLP, things like that. That's something I can continue on as long as I can talk. Whereas other things that I've done in the past and, still like, it gets to the point where you can't physically do it really, even like, running a coffee house and being a barista and, making 150 drinks in 2 hours in the morning, and God forbid, getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go open the shop at 5 a.m. like I used to, and be there for 12 hours on your feet the entire time, practically. And running around and moving 50-pound bags of this and boxes of that, and then making the drinks and handling the customers and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if I could do that if I went back to doing that again, Well, what we do, and you were talking about doing the massage, and that's massage is a very obviously hands-on, pun intended, hands-on thing. It's work, it's effort, and it's like you don't want to be doing that when you're 103, you just don't, and or even 73,
No.
and, I don't want to do it at 60, so it's funny you mentioned that too, because that was one of my things early on that I wanted to do was massage therapy, and I ended up studying it but not doing it. And there was a couple of other things in that area too. Like I always wanted to do either naturopathic or chiropractic, be a medical doctor of some sort. Unfortunately, I can't stand blood. And I didn't want to dissect human bodies. It just wasn't my thing, So that's how I switched from being a medical doctor up to playing with people's brains.
Perfect.
Instead, let's mess with the mind. Let's mess with the mind, right? But then I took a whole tangent into coffee. When I moved to Seattle, I just fell in love, and just from Seattle to San Diego, San Francisco, also here, Tucson and Phoenix, just ran coffee businesses and owned coffee shops and coffee businesses for years and years and years, and then I decided to take my hobby and make it, an actual business, but it's great to think of that stuff though, Pam. And this is probably, good for a lot of people out there to hear that, think about that. What do you want to be doing in 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years?
Exactly. Exactly.
Can you literally have the energy and physically do what you're doing now in 10, 15, 20 years? Depending on what age you are now, the answer might be yes, the answer might be no, or do you even want to be doing it? You got to think of these things. Because we're moving into a different era where you don't work for a company for 30 years, 20 years and get the gold watch and retire. A lot of us may never retire.
Nope.
Because, Social Security is either not going to, I'm talking about us in the States anyway. Social Security may not be around anymore, or we might not be making enough money to sustain ourselves. A lot of us are going to, the minimum full retirement in the States moved from 65 to 67. And you can go as far as, like 70. You can wait till 70 to retire. But a lot of us don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. We don't think we're ever, and people in their 20s and 30s, you may never retire, So what is it that you can, shift into that is a thing that you could potentially do when you hit 60s, 70s, even 80s? You could be pulling cards for people. You could be life coaching. You could be doing numerology. You could be doing hypnosis. Give that some thought, and the Tarot Guild is the place to be. Come and join Psychic Cafe and, join the lifetime membership. And hey, it might be a second or third career for you.
Well, actually, my next the one thought that keeps coming back is life coaching. And I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. And I mentioned it to one of my friends, and she turned to me and she says, you were a career bartender for 27 years where your kids were growing up and going through school and all that stuff.
I didn't know that.
Well, yeah.
That is a counselor or a coach if you're
Lord,
bartender.
honey, I learned in Las Vegas. And I was one of the last place I worked there. It was it was a biker bar. I worked there for over a year without a bouncer or anything else. And a bunch of the people I knew from rodeo came in too, which was really an interesting combination, but no fights. I mean, everybody got along famously. And if the cops showed up, I made them buy a round. It was great. But when everything kind of settled, that man had a 20-year mortgage on that bar when I started work there. In 1 year, I helped him pay it off. 1 year. I know I'm good at that, but could I do it anymore? No. But it didn't change the fact that I still apply the skills. It's the art of Zen bartending or the art of Zen fill in the blank. It's one of those skills that I just never quit. And somebody suggested, why don't you try life counseling? Because you've already got a good, toehold on it. I went, oh, all right. So that's my next quest.
Dan says, oh my God, Pam, you definitely got the skills for life coaching. It's interesting that you bring up life coaching because, well, I feel that what we do with tarot is life coaching. And
it is very much.
For the 20 years of the guild, we have always recommended to our members that, you learn how to read cards and so forth, but you also have to learn how to work with people. Take a life coaching course. That's the foundation. And it's interesting you bring it up right now because the life coaching course from my hypnosis colleague, it's actually one of my hypnosis colleagues, Dr. Steve G. Jones. He created, along with his hypnosis courses, NLP courses, he even has a tarot course and a numerology course.
Wow.
It's really interesting. Someday we should talk about the coincidence of how so many so many tarot people I meet have also studied hypnosis, and a lot of hypnotherapists I know studied tarot. It's very interesting.
Really? That's interesting. Very much so.
Because it all works with the subconscious mind.
Of course it does.
Yes, images, subconscious mind. But uh he came out with this life coaching course, and we've been promoting it for at least 15 years, if not, longer. But recently there's been some issues with we're an affiliate.
Hmm.
The affiliate link stopped working. I tried to contact them, get it fixed. I've had no luck at all. So the course that we've been promoting for 15 years, we can't promote anymore. And it's like almost the universe saying, hey, you need to make your own life coaching course.
Hmm.
And it could be a spiritual life coaching course. We could add, some of the other stuff that we do into it, along with traditional life coaching fundamentals and techniques and so forth, like that. So
Oh, man, I'm interested.
that's something I want to do.
Okay.
I want to create a life coaching course to replace the one that we can't promote anymore.
Let me know if I can help.
That would be great. Yeah. So we're gonna take off, folks. It's actually 111 on my computer right now. It's angel number 111. This is a good time to end the show. It was a fantastic show. And I hope now that you're back, you can be back. In other words, next month, come on, do a Sunday with me or two.
I can probably do that.
Great.
Yeah, next weekend I'm up to my eyeballs in alligators. My kids are going to help me. They're coming down and bringing friends to clean up the yard.
Oh,
And my husband is complaining, and I told him to sit down and shut up. We can't do it alone. There's just too much anymore. We're too mature, let's say.
yeah.
So he's finally gotten the idea that, yeah, we got people to help. He never had a family, not to step up and step in for him.
Right.
And yeah, and then he married me. Poor bastard. He didn't have a clue what he was getting into.
Oh,
But
man.
hey, it's all good. And so yeah, next weekend is completely booked. But I was thinking the weekend after that, as far as I can tell, I've got nothing on Sunday. And yeah,
Cool.
so if
Well,
you
I'll
need a
have to look
guest,
at the calendar. I know that the first Sunday, next Sunday, the 28th, when you're busy, that's when I'm doing the Zoom anyway.
yeah,
But the
I,
following one is Cinco de Mayo, and
yeah,
then it's Mother's Day, and I'm
yeah,
not doing anything on Mother's Day.
nope,
And then the next Angelic View was scheduled for the 19th of May, but of course we know that Artie and Maria will be going up to New York and everything, and they'll be
yeah.
busy up there. So it'll probably be the 19th. I don't know, maybe the 5th, but I'm leaning towards taking the 5th and the 12th off, actually.
You know what, Dax? That's fine because for some reason, the psychic cafe is already in my phone on Sunday the 19th at noon.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I
Let's
didn't
do
put it
that.
there.
We'll do the 19th.
Okay,
Yeah, so for everybody listening, we're gonna skip we're gonna have the live Zoom discussion and Q&A next Sunday in lieu of a show. And then we're taking off. We're not going to do a show on the 5th and the 12th, Cinco de Mayo and Mother's Day. And then Pam and I will be back on Sunday the 19th. And then Sunday the 26th will be another, that's when we're going to have our Zoom Q&A, and it'll only be one that month. But of course, we have all the other shows during the week and Saturdays. You can always, if you can't make a Zoom, these Zoom meetings on every other Sunday. If you can't make it, just come into one of these shows. You can ask the questions here as well. Awesome sauce. So now we know what we're doing. Yay.
perfect.
All righty. Bye, everybody. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you.
We do.
You're,
Love hugs.
yep.